down the wrong stairwell somehow? Maybe we're coming out at the basement. Starting to smell kinda funky, probably some nasty mold down there. But there's the door, so let's see where it goes. Eli hasn't said anything for the last 10 minutes. Turns out to be another hallway of rooms. The four of us are standing by the stairwell looking down the hall. Kinda confused, subterranean apartments are kind of an odd choice. We decide to go back up and find the right stairs again. Eli is at the base of stairs, looking up. I ask him what's up and look where he's looking. Something is standing at the top of the alcove. My first reaction is that we're about to get shanked by a drunken homeless man. Then things start registering. It's big, but kind of squashed and wide, like if a person was stretched out from the sides, and its legs are even more disproportionately short and stumpy. What I thought was a really grimy coat is actually long, tangled, really ratty looking hair or fur covering its body. Can't even see any eyes, just hair. There's a mouth though. I can tell because it starts screaming at us. The mouth is too wide, it looks like it starts on the side of its head, and there aren't any teeth, just thick lips and spittle. I almost would have preferred shark teeth or something. There was just something really revolting about the gaping, empty mouth. The noise itself was just fucking terrifying. I could even describe it other than to say it's not a sound that a person could make. Like it went into my ear and started throttling the caveman part of your brain that identifies threats. It started to stagger down towards us, still screaming. We were all screaming. Except Eli, who was shoving me back into the hallway and manhandling the others into running. We didn't need much encouragement. We're sprinting as fast as we fucking can down a dark corridor with God knows what screeching behind us. It's not very fast, but we can hear it chasing us with uneven stomps. The flashlights help, but we're moving so spastically it's throwing crazy shadows all over the place, which does not help our state of mind. There's another stairwell on the other side of hall. If we can go back up we can find the way out. Except it only goes down. There's no fucking up staircase, just a wall. Susan's sobbing by now. I'm not far off myself. Eli shoves us forward again so we don't stop moving, and we go down. The hallway down here goes forward a lot farther than the other floors. The ceiling is a lot higher than it seems it should be for how far down we went. That rancid smell from earlier is a lot worse. And we can hear the thing half tumbling down the stairs after us. I'm about to start running again when Eli sprints past us towards one of the doors and wrenches it open in. It's safer. I guess we're hiding. No one argues, probably because we're all still direction at this point. We run into the room. I almost freeze up because there's something in there with us. It's another cat. Eli's standing in front of the door, holding it closed. No one moves, no one even breathes. Hear the thing gurgle and scream and gallop towards our room. Then, from farther away, a loud, feline yowl. Then several more. The thing roars again and we hear it go past us. I'm looking at the cat sitting in the middle of the floor. It's staring at Eli. A few seconds go by, and he quietly opens the door again. The stairs are just fucking gone, it's hallway in both directions. One of us is making a high-pitched whimpering noise. I'm not sure who, but I wouldn't rule out any of us right now. Stressful doesn't quite cover it. The screaming's coming back. I think to go back into the room again, but Eli's already moving down the hall. The cat's following him. Susan goes after him. So does Bill. I hesitate by the first room for a second, torn between hiding in there again and making another run for it in the open. Decide I don't want to be alone more than I want to be in that room, and I run after them. I nearly freak the fuck out when something brushes my leg. It's another cat, running beside me. Not hurting me, just ignore it. Eli's ushering Susan and Bill into another room ahead of me. I see them hesitate for a second before entering. Eli's staring at me now, holding the door open. I hear the scream again. I run through the doorway and stumble to a stop as Eli closes it behind me. Bill and Susan are there. And so are the cats. Like, Dozens of them. The room's full of them. Bill's just standing there, twitching, and I can hear him repeating fuck 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 very quietly. Susan's sitting on the floor half curled into a ball. There's a circle of cats standing around them, some of them are watching them but the others are staring out into the room. All the other cats are either stalking around or sitting and staring into space. Getting freaked out again, this is not normal behavior, hey. And then there's Eli, who is much too calm for this situation, and has somehow acquired a platoon of disturbingly focused alley cats. Seriously, there's maybe 6 of them at his sides and his back following his steps. Stay here. You'll be okay. I'll make it stop. Too fucking panicked to question him. Also don't really know what the hell he's pulling with the cats and suddenly don't want him focusing on me. Susan proves she has bigger balls than me and manages to ask him what's happening. When he looks at her, so do all the cats following him, at the same time. What the fuck, Eli? Stay. You're safe with us. I'll come back. And then he walks out with his cat followers and closes the door behind him. The cats apparently left to guard us deliberately open a path for me to stand next to Bill and Susan. So I stand with them. They circle us again. Not sure how long we sat there, my sense of time was pretty screwed by then. Then, finally, there was a new sound. Except, I didn't really hear it, it was more like I could feel the vibration, like it was very, very loud but too low a pitch for me to hear. Made my hair stand on end and my whole body just locked up. Every damn cat is standing up and staring in the same direction. Ears back, tails down, eyes wide and huge and reflective. It stops after maybe half a minute, and the cats suddenly act like normal cats again. The ones circling us get up and wander around. A minute later, Eli abruptly walks back in. He looks fine, not a scratch on him. But he's lightly splattered with a disturbingly viscous pitch-black liquid, except for his right arm, which is coated up to the elbow with the stuff. I don't want to know, I do not want to know. The cats start filtering out the door. We can go now. I don't really have a lot of clarity for a bit afterwards. I vaguely remember walking, then running out of the building. Everything was normal again, the exit was easy to find. Bill booked it the second he was outside, no looking back. A couple cats followed him though. Susan and I stood outside with Eli for a few minutes. She tried asking him what happened again, but he just shrugged and said not to worry, he took care of it. If I wasn't still so terrified I'd have been pissed at not getting an actual answer. We all went home, Eli walked back some of the way with me, Susan got another entourage of cats. We didn't talk about anything else, and when I could see my house I felt Eli pat me on the shoulder from behind. He was just gone when I turned around. When Susan and I talked about it a few days later, she swore he'd walked home with her and that I had walked off with the cat party. Needless to say, the urban exploration fucking stopped. We never saw Eli again. I looked around a little but I wasn't sure I wanted to find him. Susan did, though. Holy shit, did she want to find him. Pretty sure she put up missing person posters at some point. No luck though. Torpedoed any chance I had with her. Eli was all she talked about. Bill refused to discuss it at all. Didn't even want to talk to me or Susan much, think he was trying to put as much distance between him and that night as possible. He picked up a drug habit a couple months afterwards, and from what little I got him to talk to me about it he'd apparently retroactively decided that night was just a hallucination from bad weed or whatever. Despite him never having touched the stuff until well after everything went down, and all three of us having the same experience when I've never taken drugs in my life, and Susan definitely hadn't. Self-delusion's a hell of a thing. Back in the present. Move the hell out of that town. So did Bill. Susan's still there, we still talk semi-regularly. She works at an animal shelter. She owns 3 cats. I don't have any room to judge. When I was looking to move out to my own apartment, the first thing I asked the landlords was their policy on pets. I bought a cat the first day I moved in. Bill actually left the state entirely. Still won't acknowledge where anything happened back then. We still don't talk much these days, but once when I spoke to him on the phone he admitted that he keeps cats as well. Thing up, I was attacked by eldritch hobo Bigfoot, then rescued and cock-licked by a magical cat boy. Thanks, Eli. You son of a bitch. I've got myself a story. It's long as fuck, and I'm too lazy to control V, so here we go. Be me, several years back. Be studying business at public college, hating life. Depressed, no friends at a party school, failing some classes. No job, no guns except a nugget. Lose last close relative to an 18-wheeler. Decide I have had about enough. Grab nugget, couple boxes of tel ammo, winter clothes, camping supplies, 3 days food. Plan on literally wandering off into the St. Joe National Forest to die. Pic related, stolen from the internet because I didn't take a camera with me. Didn't want to waste a camera. Mid-December, so snowy as fuck. Stop at Walmart, buy another box of Tula and a few packs of Newports. See poster hung up near the picture in the Wally World. Cutie pie recently gone missing. Stare at picture for a while. Think lonely thoughts. Face burned into memory. Piss, leave Wally World, still thinking about QT and how I'll never have had one of my own. Drive out to Idaho. Arrive at destination, step out of the car into the cold. Still remember the feeling it gave me, the crunch of the snow underneath my cheap, shitty boots. Unpack my shit, ditch the car, leave it unlocked for once. Start walking. Light me up a cigarette. Lose sight of the car. Hike for hours, probably in circles. Couple hours in, veer off the trail and just hike through the woods. Really drinking in the beauty of it all. Such a haunting and desolate place. Start running low on cigarettes. Start to get the feeling that I shouldn't be there, a twinge of fear. Ignored it, I was out there to die anyhow. Begin to feel like I'm being followed, hear branches break behind me every so often. Assume it's just snowfall weighing down branches until they drop. Hell, that may have been it, but I doubt it. Run out of cigarettes shortly before sundown. Say fucking hell. In an audible, almost loud voice. Almost felt guilty for breaking the silence, that sort of feeling you'd get if you said fucking cunts in front of your grandmother. Set up an empty water bottle, fired some rounds at it from 50 yards with the Mosin. The echoes rang and rang. Maximum E because I didn't have the forethought to bring your pro on my suicide trip. Pull out a single round, tuck it into my boot, for shooting myself later if I so chose. Took the backpack off to do the shooting, went to grab it and noticed movement in the trees, maybe 100 yards away. It was big, whatever it was, real big. Always had shitty eyesight, that's why the Navy wouldn't take me. Figured it was just a blurry ass elk. Was standing there, staring at it, wondering if there were elk in this part of the world or not. Started to get a funny feeling. Moving slowly, terribly slowly, went to chamber around in the Mosin. Bolt got stuck for some reason, looked down to see what the problem was, looked up, it was gone. It was just an